Hello, it's me, Uncle Matty, and welcome back to the Matty-mation channel. If this is your first time joining us here, oh my gosh, you've missed so much stuff. Probably best if you go and subscribe and press my bell end and like all the videos, that sort of stuff. Otherwise you're going to be, well, you're letting yourself down really. Now, I've been watching a few videos about Doomsday preppers, zombie, apocalypse people who think that the end of the world is coming. And for the most part, they're quite mad. Really, I've been watching one fella who eats really old army meals. MREs, I believe they're called. Army Ready Meals is what MRE stands for. I saw the other day, I saw him eat a 70-year-old piece of cheese. He's called Steve1989, if you want to check out his videos. They're quite fun.
They're rancid.
Quite a character. Anyway, after watching Steve's videos, I got onto a bit of a YouTube stint. I fell asleep with prepper videos on, which are people, if you don't know what prepper is, it's someone who thinks that the end of the world, the end of the world is potentially nigh. Now, I'm not quite that crazy, but I come from a small town in Cumbria, and we're quite prone to floods. I've so far survived 2 floods, thanks to my own ingenuity. Well, I mean, the electrics didn't even really go off, but who's to say next time it might not be worse? So anyway, I was watching YouTube videos about preppers the other day, and I fell asleep with it on, and it's sort of, the next day I had an urge to go prep, so I've done so. So this video I thought might help out people who are, like me, preparing for, not the end of the world, but, economic collapse, zombies, maybe even just you've got some really greedy mates who eat all your stuff when they come around your house and you want to buy some cheap stuff to, fill them up without them finding your secret sweet stash. I'm going to run you through my adventure. I'm going to go through some of this great stuff I've got, and I'm also going to work out how much I've spent, which might be... Anyway, I started my adventure. I went to a place where you can get all the best stuff. I'll let myself tell you about that here. Okay guys, I've just arrived in a place I believe will be a prepper's paradise. 3 very nice cheap shops around here. I'm going to compare the prices of bottled water and white rice. I've seen a lot of preppers getting big vats of water, which needs changed every once in a while, and I thought it would probably end up being a bit wasteful. So I've decided to go get bottles of water, individual bottles, which is obviously a bit less cost efficient. However, I thought once the water's, reached its use by, I'll then just use those bottles of water in my day-to-day life and replenish the stock in my pantry hoard Doomsday stash. So anyway, I'm going to go to Poundland first, then Asda, then B&M Bargains. I'm over here in UK, Britain, in case you're wondering what on earth these shops are. First up, Poundland, or you might know it as a dollar store if you're across the pond. Then secondly, Asda, the huge conglomerate chain owned by Walmart. So you might know it as Walmart. And then thirdly, B&M Bargains. I don't know what you'd call that. They are basically what used to be market traders. And then these weird cheap shops popped up and killed off markets across the country. So, I'm going to go in them. Right. Now that we're back, I'm just trying out some of my own Doomsday coffee. Bear with me. I simply can't work like this. Okay, so yeah, Poundland. Gonna run through some of the bargains I got with you. In any emergency situation, you're gonna need these things. Scouring pads, £1 for 10. You can scrub yourself silly with those. And the plan was to get some kind of stainless steel pans so that I can really pretend like I'm in the army. But the only one they had was for a dog, which would have been fine, but it had paw prints printed around the side, and I thought, you know, they would have gathered. Waste. Yeah, bit of a coffee scenario. So I wanted to buy a few instant coffees that only need hot water added to them. New York coffee. White coffee with sugar, and that's an extra value pack. 12 coffees for £1. 10 sachets of Maxwell House. That's white coffee, but no sugar. And you also get 2 less. So make of that what you will. Maxwell House obviously fancy the classic roast as quite a good coffee because they're giving you 2 less and no sugars. So these were £1, 6 sachets. Nescafe, 3-in-1, sugar, coffee, milk, your lot. That's what, 18 pence a piece? Well, turns out I've been mugged off because when I went to Asda later, £1.50, I got 15 sachets. So that's 10p a sash. If you're going to buy Nescafe Original 3-in-1s, don't get them in Poundland. My advice, go to Asda. So I got this in Poundland, a £5. Yeah, what kind of Poundland's this? Nescafe Gold Blend. Sure, these are good for an emergency situation. Instant, easy, no milk. But when it comes down to the long haul, I'm going to need some long-term coffee. That's where this instant stuff comes in. I paid a £5. Went to Asda later on. Here's a photo. £4, same thing. On the hot drink front, also options. Nice to have options. Therefore, I got this Belgian chocolate instant. Yeah, doesn't keep as long. I've bought stuff intentionally that will last a long while. But yeah, some of these things are probably going to need replenished at some point, but that's fine. I'll use them in my real day-to-day life without the need for a zombie outbreak. But these ones, they haven't been compromised. They're still fully operational. I took one out, which is the coffee I'm having now. It's like one of those ones you get out of a machine, a vendor. Evaporated milk. I think I got that a bit wrong. I shouldn't have bought that. I just saw the little cans. A can of peck ham. 20% extra free on that one. That'll probably be disgusting, I assume. I quite like ham, but I've never had ham out of a can and enjoyed it. I like a thin slice. They say things like spam and stuff don't ever go off, so you can probably keep it for 10, 20 years, and I probably will, because I'm not going to be in any real hurry to eat these. They look disgusting. Lupac, which I've got no idea what that is. Luncheon meat. 66% pork and 18% mechanically separated pork, which is all the best bits. I had a bit of a salt fiasco. Got this, not for Doomsday. That shouldn't be in here. I bought that for my own personal salt. I like those. A mixture of Himalayan pink salt and coarse Atlantic sea salt. 2 for £1. That's what it said on the thing. Yep, table salt, 2 for £1. As you can imagine, ecstatic doesn't begin to cover how I felt about this salt price. I was over the moon. I felt like the cow that had been chased by the spoon. Unfortunately for me, I got pretty salty about the fact that I then went to Asda and got this for 27 pence. So as you can imagine, my face went really, really red and I swore. I mean, I got over it, but I mean, I've wasted 40 pence in Poundland. And salt apparently doesn't have a best before on, because I was just, doesn't seem to have any. Wanted to make sure I really had plenty of salt because you never know, in a Doomsday type scenario, you might have to assault someone. I'm kidding. This was £1.15 and it's leaking everywhere, so I'm gonna stop showing you. 3 kilograms of cooking salt. I can't honestly say I know the finer differences between cooking salt and table salt. I'm assuming it's a coarser grain on the table. Anyway, I'm skipping over to Asda here. Let's get back to Poundland. Vitamin C tablets, £1. Power Kick caffeine and glucose pills, £1, 40 tablets. Don't know why, you might need energy if all this coffee is not enough. Really what I've tried to do is get a Kickstarter prepper pack, because obviously I'm going to add to my larder over time, but I wanted to get the ball rolling with a good wad. Ibuprofen. I imagine, you know, people get on my nerves now, so in a Doomsday type scenario, people are going to be a real headache, and that's when these will come in. For the ladies, Lillet's tampons. Didn't actually get them to give to women. It was more, I kind of forgot why I bought them. Something I've seen on YouTube, that these are good for clotting wounds, clotting blood, or fixing wounds. And you never know, might wound myself, not likely. I'm a very careful person. Nutty. It's like Nutella, but probably not as good. Can't say I really had it. Vinegar, Heinz vinegar malt in a plastic bottle, which is a little weird. Got some multivitamins, a couple of types there, £1 each. Active Sports multivitamin, multivitamins and iron. Pack of chewing gum, and some little batteries. So that's what I got in Poundland, and the total in Poundland came to £28.10. That's $28 if you're in America, if you want to use slang for money. So right, Poundland, done, dusted. Not bad. I went to Asda next. I wanted to buy the biggie. You can not eat and live for 3 weeks. But if you don't have any water, you've only got a matter of days, maybe 4 or 5 days or something. You're going to know about it. So get loads of water. A lot of people are using huge vats, which they filter the water. Some add bleach and then replace it every once in a while. And I thought, it sounds like quite a bit of work. I thought I'd just buy bottled water, keep them stored, make sure there's enough to last 3 days. You want to have enough food and water to last 3 days, is the general gist. I'll just basically replenish those. When they get to their sell-by, I'll then use them. Here's a photo of the ones I wanted to buy in Asda, which seemed like the best value for little bottles. That's right, they ran out, which was shocking to me. But I got these ones for now. It's not much. But I was starting to need a poo in Asda, and I was getting a bit sick of shopping at this point, and I wanted to just kind of get out of there. So I got these for £2. Long grain rice, £3.93 for 4 kilograms. White rice, they reckon if you put it in a Mylar bag with a, what do you call them, like a silica gel thing, it'll last for about 25 years. Massive bag of pasta, £2.95. Creamy, super fast oats. These were a couple of quid for 2 kilogram. Just oat flakes. These things, they have to put dates on. And I know, come 10 years, when it hits the fan, as we say in the prepping world, these will all still be absolutely fine. Dried skimmed milk with vitamin A and D. Not sure I've really had that. And then I also got this, which is more like a creamer. And these little things like coffee, you might be thinking, Matt, you've gone mad. That's stupid when you've got a load of zombies after you or an economic breakdown. Little things like a coffee make the world a difference. A little bit of normality. I've got 1 tomato paste. Never going to use it. When I store these things, little handy tip that I've learnt, I'm going to store the acidic things on the bottom shelf so that should they burst over years, they won't go over the more safe items like, the meat stuff. Anything with an acidic element, tomato puree, canned fruit, things with high acidic elements, So watch out for that. I bought some meat in cans, some of which I like. The best, which I thought, tuna. Okay, Matt fans, sorry about the delay there. Hadn't realised on the new iPhone XS, if you run out of memory, it doesn't make any kind of noise that you just stops recording. So I was talking to myself for a good 20 minutes there. Luckily for you, I was droning on a bit, so I don't think you've missed a whole great deal. But I'm now going to try and pick up where I left off. I couldn't really...
Oh, shut up, you boring idiot. So now that he's piped down for 2 seconds, the rest of this footage is a little bit boring, I can't lie. I'd lost my enthusiasm somewhat.
I'll be honest, it's hard to keep up the enthusiasm after having already talked to myself about these products for one occasion.
What I have decided to do is actually skip over a lot of what I'm saying because it's really rather boring. So, who cares about a bunch of cans of meat?
Bacon grill, I like bacon, but I'm assuming that's just spam with a sort of a smoked flavour.
I'm sure my intentions were good at the time, but I really do waffle on quite a lot about some quite mundane things here. And I've also managed to completely not show you the most important items, which were big bags of rice, and pasta, and some big bottles of water.
That's the Asda stuff finished. The grand total I spent in Asda was 48 quid. Bit more than I planned. So this is the 3-watt headlamp. Feels pretty comfy. $3.99. Says it really big on the packet. I've just looked at the receipt for ages. I got this Ever Bright torch. Thought I was getting myself a bargain in Asda, £6. Then I went to B&M and saw an Ever Ready torch, $4.99. Did I get a better deal? Well, I guess time will tell. It's 150 lumens, and it's got 3 modes, high, low and flashing. You can't ask for more than that. Ever Bright. I'd sooner my torches were bright than ready, thank you. I got these John West tune chunks in sunflower oil in Asda for £3.50 for 4 cans. Saw these, bumper 6-pack. B&M, £4.50, because now I've got plenty tuna. But considering it lasts till... Whoa! No! I've only made table salt. Oh no, it's alright, it's just my cooking salt. I thought it was my table salt. Considering it lasts till 2023, I think I'll get that tuna eaten by then. I do actually like tuna. What I'm going to do with the peck, I don't know. Galaxy Instant Hot Chocolate, just add water, no problem. This honey, if you're wondering about the outfit change, following the whole camera stopping recording for ages fiasco, I watched a bit of the footage and realised with the green screen my black top kind of made it not work properly, so I'm hoping I've zoomed in a little, changed the lighting up, changed my top. We're still in the teething periods here at the Mattimation channel. You have to bear with me. I've just got this green screen. You know, I'm just trying out some new methods. I'm trying out the New York Coffee 3-in-1 here. The last coffee, not bad. The first one I had was the Nescafe, original and arguably best. But I don't know if it's best because I haven't tried all these other ones yet. But it was nice. This looks the same. Again, white coffee with sugar. Speaking of sugar, guess I'm not sweet enough because I just got myself 2 bags of granulated out of B&M. Tate and Lyle. Medium-bodied fruity demerara. Yes, please, I'll have 2. Also got these sea salt rice cakes. Lovely looking food. This doesn't have a super long shelf life on it, but I bought it because it looks like you could eat it in outer space. And another thing, everyone knows, peanut butter is one of the main things you want to take into outer space with you. This stuff will last for over 6,000 years. I got these Lotus Biscoff biscuits. I've got no idea what they are, but I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to keep them. This is more relevant towards UK preppers. See a lot of Americans doing these prepping videos, and yeah, they need a lot of guns over there. But in Britain, we need a lot more tea in our diet. So don't forget, Brits, if you're going to prep, you're going to need a lot of tea. I mean, sure, I've got coffee there, but it's nice to have a selection in it. 210 tea bags. £4.50. I've got a wireless motion sensor light, but that's just for my stairs. Last thing I got out of B&M, tyre weld. Stick that in your tyre, fixes up if you get a puncture, it'll fix my puncture, temporarily inflate the tyre instantly, enough for me to get, hopefully, where I'm going. Although you will get hated on at the garage by all accounts. So B&M spent another $31.73. Alright. As I said, most of the videos that I watched on prepping on YouTube were done by Americans. Obviously they prioritise guns more than food for the most part. I fell asleep with these videos on, and I think when you fall asleep with this sort of thing on, you can wake up quite perceptible to it. So, I went to the gun shop. Turns out in Britain, you don't need a gun licence to have an air gun. So I bought this, the Meteor Evo Silentium by BSA Guns. I think it's a Spanish barrel. I don't know anything about these sort of things. I'm going to probably just sit and stroke it for the most part and just be sat by the door. I'm going to get a rocking chair, sit by the door, wait for a zombie to break through. Pang! When it hits the fan, I'm ready. Also bought this big hunting rifle scope. Bit overkill. But I do live in the country, and you know, joking aside, I could shoot some animals to eat with that. He threw in these targets, which was nice of him, wasn't it? I also bought these Hobby Sportline pellets. These are just for targets. Yeah, that's it for the gunnage. But I thought, Hey, if you're gonna get a gun, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. Everyone has a massive Rambo knife. They're probably not very practical in the real world. This is just a little, this was only a tenner. It's a little whittling knife. And I thought I can use that for whittling sticks or carving things. It's quite a practical knife. Just folds, doesn't lock in place. And the guy told me, which was some information I didn't know, that in Britain, I can legally carry that around in my pocket because it's under 3 inches long and the blade doesn't lock. So because it's a folding blade, it's pretty much just classed as a pen knife. Whittle some sticks with that. You make yourself a nice flip. And then I got this for a tenner. Just a little kit, an emergency kit. It's got a little thing of matches. Tiny thing if I want to go, you know, rock climbing or whatever. Some of these bits are a bit cheapy, but for the most part it's pretty good for a tenner, I thought. That's a little stainless steel one of them. Come the apocalypse, I'm sure this will be very useful. I got this. It's a long piece of wire that's a saw, so I can chop things. It's a fishing hook and line. Tiny little compass. That's pretty rubbish. It's like a Christmas cracker one. That's a flint. What's that? Oh, didn't even notice that. The tiniest little workman tool you've ever seen. It's all there. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much everything. Let's try this 3-in-1 New York coffee, because these were the cheapest coffees. I mean, these were second cheapest, £1.50 for 15. But these are just slightly cheaper at £1 for 12. Tastes pretty much the same as an Nescafe one. Yeah, maybe the coffee's not quite as good. I'll have to have a few in a row. But not tonight. I've already filmed this twice. I think I've had enough. I was going to play with the gun, but it's now too dark. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it's given you some ideas for prepping yourself. Best to be prepared. Now, I appreciate it looks like I've gone completely mad. But, well, so in total, in Asda, B&M and Poundland combined, I spent a total of £105.83, give or take. Some of this stuff will just get used. It's not actually going to be kept for an apocalypse. Let's leave out the price of the gun. The gun was under £200. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions, questions, criticisms, you want to big me up, fine. Drop it in the comments down below. If you want to see more, I'm probably not going to do a lot of prepping stuff because, you know, that's it. But there's other videos, there's going to be loads of other videos. You'll like the other ones. I do stuff about my fish. I'm going to be uploading some ones about how I make a He-Man figure soon. So if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. Ah, lovely. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, if you like any of the music you've heard on tonight's programme, go ahead and check out the link in the description down below. There'll be links to download it for free, probably, if you're quick. If you've missed the boat, then, you know, don't come crying at me. Maybe you can go buy the stuff. Stop being a bloody cheapskate. Back in there again. It's like a bloody puzzle. Right. To never be opened again. Thanks for watching.